What's going on, guys? In this Monster Hunter Wilds video, I'm going to be showing you my comfy elemental switch axe build. This is just how I like to play switch axe. I know there's a lot of different variants when it comes to elemental or power or anything like that, but this is just my personal take on how I like to play switch axe. It does decent damage. And of course, when it comes to elementals, you want to go for those Artian weapons. And if you want a more detailed version of this build, I will have my Mobalytics link down in the description below. It would greatly help me out. And again, shout out to Mobalytics for giving me this opportunity. So without further ado, let's get right into the build. Alright, so first things first, let's go over our armor. For the head, we have the Gore Helmet Beta. For our chest, we have the Arc Vulcan Male Beta. For our arms, we have Guardian Arcveld Van Braces Beta. For the waist, we have Gore Coil Beta. And for the legs, we have the Gore Greaves Beta. And for our talisman, we are using the Chain Charm to give us 2 points into Burst. Now, when it comes to our weapon, of course, you want to go for the Artian version, because with elemental builds, you're able to further increase your elemental power. So, in this case, I was able to get 3 element boosts, an attack boost, and an affinity boost. If you're able to get 4 elements or even 5 elements, then that's greatly. I would always try to get sharpness and or attack. Those are decent, but you always want to go for high elemental. Now for the decos, I have Blaze Jewel 3, Crit Element 3, and Quick Switch Handicraft level 3. On our helmet, I have Chain Jewel level 3 and a Brace Jewel level 1. On our chest piece, we have Chain Jewel 3 and a Jumping Jewel level 2. Yes, we are running Evade Extender in this build. For the gauntlets, we have 3 Protection Jewels to give us a full stack of Divine Blessing. And for our waist, we have Tenderizer Jewel level 3 and another Jumping Jewel level 2. And for our boots, we have Jane Jewel level 3 and 2 Sane Jewel level 1s. So all in all, for our skills, we have a full stack of Fire Attack, Critical Element, Rapid Morph, Burst, Divine Blessing, and Antivirus. Now, we do have a sprinkle of Handicraft. We have a level 4 Weakness Exploit, which is still pretty good. We have a level 2 Constitution, 2 points in Evade Extender, 2 Flinch Free, and 1 Evade Window. So like I said, guys, this is a comfy build. And of course, with the set bonus, we get the Gore Magala's Tyranny, which enables us to proc Frenzy on ourselves. And then once we do enough damage, then we get a additional Affinity, which is why I'm running the Crit Element. I know some people saying that the Crit Element does not work properly, but hey, I like running it. You could swap it out for something else, but this is just what I like to run. Okay, so next up, I'm going to show you guys how to craft the Artian weapons. I know some people were complaining on the show how to craft it, but this is basically what you want to do. These are the high rarity parts. You want to go for all of the same element with attack infusions, all attack infusions. Once you get that, you're able to forge it. So you have max attack and maximum element. Then right after this, if you have enough Auracalcite, which I think it's about 50, go to reinforce. You want to reinforce your Artian weapon with 50. And then once you reinforce it, you'll get 5 random reinforcement bonuses. So in this case, I was able to get 2 elemental bonuses, 2 affinity, and 1 sharpness boost. So my recommendation is, if you were to roll something like this, is to just dismantle it, and I would say re-roll. The 2 element boost is nice, but I would say getting at least 3, and then having the other ones either sharpness or attack. Now, as for the armor, for the helmet, you'll need 2 Magala certificates, 2 feelers, 4 wings, and 1 wyvern gem. For the waist, you'll need 5 scales, 3 rip claws, 3 wings, and 2 frenzy shards. And then for the boots, you'll just need 1 certificate, 3 scales, 4 wings, and 1 Gore Magala Night Gem. For our chest piece, the Vulcan, you need 2 certificates, 3 scales, 4 armor plates, and 4 Kalu shells. And lastly, our gauntlets are 1 Hunter Symbol 3, 6 armor plates, 3 white Arcveld pelts, and 1 Jin Dahad Ice Gem. Now, of course, this is a fire version of this elemental comfy switch axe build, so of course when it comes to elemental types, you want to craft pretty much any of elemental that a monster is weak to. So for example, this Gypceros is now weak to fire. You have Nursilla that's weak to fire, and the Hirabamis are weak to fire. So anything that is pretty much weak to an element, look into your large monster field guide and make sure to craft any of the elements that you want to run that any of the monsters are weak to. Alright, now let's talk about the skills and why they synergize pretty well together with this comfy build. I feel like I should add this in here with all the future builds because I feel like some people get confused on why I choose some of the things that I choose. But again, these are all just things that I like running and I still have fun playing the game. Again, the whole premise of playing Monster Hunter Wilds is just to have fun and play with other people, hunt some monsters. So first off, we're going to talk about Burst. Burst is one of the strongest skills in the game, gives you a flat out attack and elemental attack boost just for hitting multiple hits in a row. So stuff that like to hit rapidly fast, so stuff like dual blades, charge blade, the switch axe, sword and shield, any of the weapons that have a rapid attack moveset, Burst is going to pretty much carry you throughout almost every single build. So make sure to keep that in mind. You pretty much want to run Burst if you're just looking for flat out damage boost. You just cannot ignore this. And the other skill that we want to talk about is antivirus. Now, the reason why we run antivirus on a lot of builds is because if you have two pieces of gore set, then you basically are inflicting frenzy upon yourself when you're fighting large monsters. And with antivirus, it's easier to overcome the frenzy and it increases our affinity if cured, which gives us a flat 10% boost to our affinity, which obviously affinity affects our crit. And with this setup, this is why I put crit element on, because we are hitting crits, bonus crits, when we overcome the frenzy. And by curing, one way to cure the frenzy is just by rapidly attacking monsters. Which brings us to our next skill, which is Coalescence, which we only have one stack on this build, because again, this is a comfy build, but if you want to go full DPS, then you would want to have a full stack of Coalescence, and this pairs well with the Frenzy setup, because once we overcome the Frenzy, Coalescence will proc, and then we'll get even more elemental attack power, or even a status effect if you're running a status effect such as paralysis or poison or sleep or anything like that. So Coalescence is a really good option to have full stacks if you just want to go full on damage. And the last damaging skill that I want to go over, guys, is Weakness Exploit. Now, this is a very good skill to work into your builds. This increases the affinity of attacks that exploit a monster's weak points and wounds. So in this case, we got 4 stacks of this with this build, which gives us a total of 20% increased affinity when hitting weak points, but we gain an extra 15% on top of that when we're hitting those wounds. And that pretty much wraps up our Switch Axe Comfy Elemental build, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. So we got a ton of more Monster Hunter builds coming your way. And don't forget, guys, to check out that Mobalytics link down in the description below. And if you guys also want to join our Discord and talk about all things Monster Hunter and more, and also become a member of the channel so that way you can get early access to videos such as this one, then visit those links as well. But that's going to be it from us, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see y'all in the next video. Deuces.